Yo, what up? It's Cruz back with another tutorial.
Hey, you know how froze that is. Hey, look at my neck, damn. Hey, you know how froze that is.
So first of all, we'll go through Uzi's vocal, which is sounding crazy. We actually recorded this in the crib. Like, I just set up a little makeshift studio out in Philly and made this. So just to give you an idea, everybody watching, you watching from your crib and you want a $1 million studio sound, we made this in the apartment, you know, and this is a major hit right here. So just so you have that motivation that you can definitely catch that sound. All it takes is the right plugins, the right mic. You know, you just got to invest in your craft and take it serious if this is what you really want to do. So I got this audio track. Let me bypass everything here.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my...
Of course, you're recording in the closet. It wasn't, you know, fully treated, you know, for a studio. We deaded the closet as best we could, just to at least get, you know, get that dead vocal. We didn't want any reflections or anything like that. So we just heavily padded the closet. So the audio track, basically, we brought out some of the top end here, and then some of the middle of the vocal, the guts of the vocal, brought that up a little bit, and just cut out all that mud, because you can hear it. I mean,
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. I'm a rock star, smash my guitar.
With the R compressor.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fit.
Go with what feels right. I mean, all this stuff you can't write a book and it be the same for everybody. So just go with what feels right. If it sounds good and it does what you need it to do, then there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my...
Let me put the C4. It's my favorite plugin right here. It does so much in one plugin.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms. I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms.
Further down, I'll show you where we get some of that meat of the vocal back.
I'm a rock star.
Some of that hiss with this RDSer.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms.
And then the R box. It's one of my favorite compressors. It's very simple, but it has a tone to it that I haven't really found. I haven't found other compressors that match the tone that the R box gives. Because you see how the vocal is a little thin, and then the R box is what kind of beefs it up.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar.
It's really dramatic.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms.
I do like some light gating just for room tone, and then you know, I compress it like crazy. So I went to -12. I usually stay somewhere around there. So it not only does it turn it up, but it adds a tone that I really like a grittiness. On the vocal itself, I added this Pro Q. I really like this side filter, and just turned up the high end some more.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms. I'm a rock star, smash my guitar.
And then for these parts, you know, I'm a rock star. So I added this auto pan, just like a slight. It's not that fast, but it's like a 2-bar pan, and it added just like this really cool stereo.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fist and on my arms.
You know, some of the things you do to the vocal is going to be based on the instrumental that you're using. You know, so some stuff you'll do is extreme, but everything kind of fits in pocket once you have it all together.
I'm a rock star, smash my guitar. Diamonds on my fists and on my arms. Meek and I don't dress the same, relate and go yard. Frostbite on my pinky ring, watch me flex on y'all.
Get to my dog Meek Millie. First verse.
I got that bag and we moving that snow like it's Christmas in Santa, got hoes and shit. 100K large on my Audemars.
Shout out to Juice too, because Juice kind of helped me out with some of these stutters that he's known for.
Hey, I pullin' in what?
And all you do with that, basically, and something I went over in my first tutorial is the importance of your grid, because basically what's going to happen is he used 16th note, and just
Hey, I pull it.
just take just that very beginning, just that the top of the I. Just that one piece right there, and basically just you can cut it with B is your shortcut key, and then hold Option, just move it over, just like that.
I pullin' in what the rose and shit. I'ma buzz up at the corner store trapping. I'ma buzz up at the corner store trapping.
So like I said, you catch your tempo, the clip. I've heard people try to do stutters, and it was so obvious they weren't on grid. It just doesn't sound good at all. It sounds offbeat. It throws you off. You can't really vibe. So let's go over some of the effects on Meek's vocal, which are all included in the template. One thing I did add extra, just to add some brightness to the vocal and to cut out some of the that low end from that closet sound. Jack Joseph Puig, the Puig Tech. I love this plugin right here. So it's in Waves bundle. It's in the signature bundle with Jack Joseph Puig. You can hear kind of like some of that rumbling from the mic on the stand there. You hear it kind of
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad at
like really low end. So I set the low to 30 and attenuated it to about 3, and it did pretty good. And then added 16 and gave him a little on the top end of the vocal. It just adds like this silkiness to the vocal I really like. With Meek's vocal, it's really it can get real harsh in the top end, so you have to do a lot of de-essing in key areas.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid. Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid.
Again, this is gonna vary based on the vocal that you're dealing with. I took out to about 157 just to take out that low end, that muddiness from the room tone, and turned them up in the top.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid. Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid.
Pressure.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid.
It's pretty dramatic, but again, everything when it's all together, it all makes sense. So the R compressor, I compress it all the way to -27 thresholds. I usually keep it around these settings. I don't change these too much. C4.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid. Hey, I pullin' in what the rose and shit. Hey.
Watch what this does to his vocal.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid. Hey, I pullin' in what the rose and shit. Hey.
Really extreme EQ it just to give it that radio tone. Turned up some of the frequencies that accent that radio tone. I use this pan effect just to give some space. Shout out to Emix, MMG. He's the one that put me on to adding pan to the ad-libs just to give some space so it stays out of the way of the lead vocal. And you just adjust the volume on the ad-libs just to stay out of the way of the lead, but still where people can hear it, because you know the ad-libs, and especially in this type of record, is very important. People really remember, you know, some of these catchy ad-libs.
Hey, I get in there. These niggas mad that you chose the kid. Hey, hey, I'm pulling in while they erode the shit. Whoa, hey.
Yeah, you know how frozen it is. Hey, look at my fist. Yeah, you know how frozen it is.
The artist obviously has creative freedom. They create their own vibe to it, and there may be things that need to be moved around. Like Meek likes when, you know, a lot of times he'll come in, the beat will be dropped out. Well, it's not formatted that way. So again, your beat is on grid. You find a dropout and drag it over to that 4 bars or whatever it is, that intro or that verse. So we do have some creative freedom with moving it around, as long as we don't get in here and trash the producer's beat. Some of the stuff, the way that the beat is arranged, is definitely not how it came through. I can give you an idea of how it was actually sent. So you can see, just based on, if you want to compare, this is what I originally got here, and this is what we ended up doing, you know, before the track out. This is just prepping it, you know, for mixing, just throwing your ideas together, and then once you get the track out, you have to match what you did on grid and line it all up. This piece right here, I did like this little filter effect.
Driving around in a Bentley.
All I did there was this one knob. This is the fastest way to do filtering. So that's just some techniques that I use with our Dream Chasers Pro Tools template. And again, it's available on the website, breakitdwn.com.